It says we're live, but there we go. Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah.
YouTube actually. Wow,
And
that was weird. Anyways, hang on. Let me just where the fuck did we leave off at? The horizon, right? We were talking about the ship and how it shouldn't be visible.
I think it was a little. I think we already talked about that, but
Yeah,
uh,
because you were saying that because of the math of the curvature, that shouldn't be visible. You were talking about the math, and then the stream died.
yeah, I mean that's pretty much straightforward. Like it doesn't matter. Either the math is wrong or the Earth is not a sphere. Like pretty much it. You know.
How would the math be wrong, though? Are you saying it shouldn't be gradual? That it should just automatically become invisible when you cross a certain point?
No, so the math is when they break it down, it's 8 inches per mile squared. So it'll go like 8 inches, then 16, and then so on and so forth. So with that distance, it should be hidden. Like it's gradual, of course, you know, but it should be hidden. Like you shouldn't be able to see any of that. That's kind of the. It's
You're
pretty much
saying it should
straightforward.
never be visible at all beyond a certain point.
Beyond a certain point, just like this is the Chicago skyline. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Uh, it's from 60 miles away, and we can perfectly see the city. It should be hidden, like way, way back. But we can perfectly, like, you know, on a good day, you know. But you can see it. You should be
And
able to see that.
just for a quick point of reference, like how many miles away should it not be visible? If we go from 8 inches to 16 and like how eventually, like, because I know 1 mile is 1,609 meters. I'm not, which is about 1,600 yards. Which, you know, if we were to convert the inches into miles, how many miles are you saying would the distance need to be before it's just not visible at all in order for the math to be wrong? So we have a point of comparison.
As far as, like, the precise math, like,
Or if
I don't have
anybody in the chat, if you guys know how many, like, if yeah, I mean, if anybody knows the math in the chat, they can also chime in. But if there's like an,
100%.
what was that?
100%. Like, there's a lot of people that know, like, the real details, but as far as, like, what I'm showing today is just kind of, like, just basic questions, like, whatever the math is, 60 miles, you shouldn't be able to see this at all. Like this was on the news and everything. Like they were like, "Oh, it's refraction," but that's not refraction. You can literally see the whole building. It's like, and
Damn,
no explanation.
it's a shame you don't have the exact mileage because that would be a good point of contingency. Like, if you were to say it's like 30 miles and Chicago is twice the distance, it should be visible, you know, but like, if you don't have the actual mileage, it would be hard to use that as a refute, right?
If you don't have it precisely, for sure,
Do you at
but
least have an
you know,
estimate, like a ballpark range?
so it's pretty much 8 inches per mile squared. So like, if someone is good at math, they can do that calculation. Like,
Damn, it's a
just put like
shame.
60 miles.
It's a shame Israel ain't here, man. That guy's a math genius. Oh, he designs planes, by the way, and he flies all the time. And you know, if the Earth was flat, you know, you would think there would be a revolution of air pilots. You know,
There's so much content. Like I just have like a ballpark of like the main stuff, but there's videos of like people asking like airline pilots like, hey, people say that it's flat. Like they're like, yeah, it's flat because they don't have to dip down the nose of the plane to follow the curvature. They just fall like they just go straight.
because they're going up. Like if you've ever observed a plane fly, it's going like this. And then when it's about to land back down, you know, to land, it's going like this. So they don't have to dip because they're going like this, right? It's gradual. because they're going around the earth, right? It seems like, because again, as above, so below. What is above you is also below you. So you're looking at it like we're right here on earth, so the other side of the earth should be below us, when in reality, the other side of the earth is above us. It's kind of like when you look in the sky and the sun is above us, it's actually below us, right? I don't know how to draw, but I think you get an idea of what I'm saying. If this is the earth and this is the sun, right, and you're standing right here, it looks like the sun is above you, but in reality, you're standing right here. The sun is actually below you, but it seems like it's above you because you're looking up into the sky. You know, it's what it's. Do you get what I'm saying, or is it?
Like, I get what you're saying as far as like, you know, because you definitely believe the Earth is a sphere. Everything they say, you know.
That's not really a belief. As above, so below. When you're like, if this is the Earth, right? Can you see my camera?
The stream is like
delayed.
Yeah, like I just see the old clip we talked about like 20 minutes ago.
No. It's a new. I had to make a new stream because the old one just wouldn't load at all.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! Israel is here. Israel, could you figure out the math he's talking about with the curvature? Because like if you could figure out the actual mileage, like the actual mile at which it's not supposed to be visible, then we have a point of contingency, and then I could direct. But it's hard to even have that discussion if we don't even have a base point of contingency for the math. All right, so Israel's going to figure out that math for us, which shouldn't take him long because that guy is a math genius. So him and his dad were talking the Pythagorean, what man, that math shit. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just do 60 miles, and then the calculation is 8 inches per mile squared. So you can kind of...
You get all that, Israel? 8 inches per mile square out of... Then what he's using as an example was 60 miles from Chicago, from wherever the news people were. But hang on. Matter of fact, let me just... I'll just draw it. Oh, crack. I didn't want to share that. So I'm going to just draw it since the stream is delayed. I'm going to just draw a quick picture of what I'm talking about. Again, I suck at drawing, so don't roast me too bad, man.
All good.
Because usually I would use a picture as an example, but we're live, so oh my god, where is my notepad? No, not Notepad++, just give me the fucking... My computer is not cooperating with me today. Just give me normal Notepad. You gotta be shitting me. Notepad. Give me normal Notepad. Wow. Alright, hang on. This won't take long. I already got Notepad opened up. I just gotta click new window. There we go. Alright, so matter of fact, I'll even can I get this in on the stream so people don't... Let me make Discord a bit smaller. Add source. Wow. Matter of fact, I'll just show the whole damn monitor. That way. Okay, yeah, perfect. So again, guys, I suck at drawing, but for a point of comparison, right? So we're gonna make this. I'm going someplace with this, guys. Just be patient, because I have a direct refute as to what he's saying. So we're gonna just make the Earth blue. Let's go ahead and make the sun yellow, even though it's technically not yellow, but most people see the photosphere. So we'll make the sun yellow so everybody knows what the fuck I'm drawing, right? And we're gonna use a little black dot to represent the person, right? Because why the fuck not, right? Boom. We'll circle the dot. So you're here, and the sun, it looks like it's above you. But in reality, and then we're going to draw another. You probably can't see me doing this because I don't think the stream captures it when I got the.
No, I got it. I can see it.
Oh, you can see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I got the stream going on the iPad.
But it's like actually capturing me drawing this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, perfect. Oh, wait, shit. So it looks like the sun is above you, right? Because we're looking at it from the human eye perspective. But in reality, again, because the Earth is a sphere and it's rotating, the sun is actually, hold on. Again, if I knew how to draw three-dimensional shapes, I could show this better. We're nice, pretty sun rays, yay, right? So it seems like it's above you, but in reality, it's below you, and vice versa. As above, so below, right?
Yeah, but like, if we didn't have any media, like we didn't get any news or anything, like we're just natural human beings,
Let's put it in the chat.
you just be like, the sun's above me, and that's it.
Man, maybe 1 second. So you're saying the drawing showed in the stream?
I saw it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Alright, we can get rid of all that. The thing is, right, it's not even a news. It's not even, oh, and perfect. The picture here. Let me just in case nobody saw what I was doing. So here is the Earth. The black dot is you. When you look at it from the human eyes, the sun looks like it's below you, but in reality, the sun is below you, right? Because it's you're, as above, so below. This is what I was trying to explain. And his counter refute is that the news, like if we didn't have the news, we would only see that it's, oh yeah, exactly, Josh. Both of those images are technically the same. That's why it's called as above, so below. And again, oh, Tucker Carlson, my favorite conspiracy theorist. So you guys are both right, and that's what I'm trying to say. Both of the images are the same. It looks like the sun is above us, but it's really below us, and vice versa. There's actually no up and down in the universe. It's all relative, right? This isn't really a new, I get what you're saying. If somebody else didn't tell us that the Earth was a sphere and that the sun is below us, we would never know. We would only see that the sun is above us, correct?
That's it.
The problem, again, with this theory is that there's YouTube videos. Let me make sure my camera's on. There's YouTube videos of people that, again, they don't work for NASA. These are just random people on the farm. They take a nice little 25-cent balloon and they attach a camera on the balloon and they send it up into space and they literally live stream the globe, right? And you can clearly see from those balloons that not only is the camera a sphere, but that the sun is also in a position. It looks like it's above us, but it's really below us. So, I mean, and these are non-NASA videos. There's thousands of them. Again, these people are on TikTok, YouTube, the whole 9 yards. Are you saying that all these people faked their videos as well? Or is there just something that we're not seeing from those videos? That it looks like the Earth is a sphere, but it really isn't,
So I got a couple pictures to show you that. You want to pull it up?
Yeah, I got you. Wait, let me make your Discord bigger.
There you go.
And see, I understand what you're trying to say, but video evidence is stronger than picture evidence, right? Do you have a refute for the videos that we saw? the videos of people showing that the Earth is a sphere from outer space.
I did send you one on your flat Earth video. I sent you like a unedited, like just a balloon going up, like the whole thing. But this is what you see, like the horizon always levels with the eyes, no matter how up you go. It's always in the middle. Even when you're up here, the horizon is always to eye level. That would never happen on the ball. And then
You're saying that
this right here.
you said that would never happen on a ball.
Nah, like if you're leaving the ball, like you'll just start seeing the curvature, and it'll just go away from you. But the higher you go, this is as high we can go with the balloon. It's
Right,
still
the
flat.
stratosphere.
The horizon still rises to eye level. It should be going away from you, just like you're leaving the ball.
You're saying the sun should be going away from you, or the clouds,
Just
or everything.
just a plane. Like the higher you go, it's still eye level. Let me see.
I would actually argue the opposite. I would argue that like the more you can see, right? Like the higher you are, I would actually argue the more you can see with your eye. I would argue, like, you get what I'm saying? So like,
No. You can see a lot more, but it's just the horizon. Like, you know how you look out at the beach, and it kind of looks like the sky meets the ocean, like that horizon line. The far upper you go, it'll still have that horizon line in the same spot. But if you're leaving a ball, like there was a perfect graphic, but I couldn't find it. But if you're going away from the ball, you're just gonna see the ball. Like that's when you see the curve for sure. But the higher you go, you just see the same horizon line. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that makes any sense. I can explain it a little better.
I get what you're trying to say. Your argument is basically that there should be less flatness the higher you go if it's a sphere, correct?
Yeah.
That it shouldn't look flat, is what you're saying.
It shouldn't look flat. There's actually a video right here. I definitely want you guys to hear the audio on this one. I want to make sure.
You gotta you have to stream, like when you're streaming your video. There should be an option to where you can, because I video share on Discord all the time. I'll be watching shows with my friends, but so you got to actually click like stream the audio as well. There should be an option for you, like on your Discord.
Like, do I have to share?
Matter of fact,
screen, or?
what audio do you have attached to your Discord for the call? Is it if it's your headphones, you would need to stream your headphone audio as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using a headset with the mic.
Let me help you out here, because
Nah, this is definitely like it'll explain like what I'm trying to say on this one. Okay, let's see.
in fact, it should because there's an option. Yeah, are you streaming your entire screen, or are you streaming a specific application?
I'm streaming Google Drive, so you should be able to hear, right?
Try just streaming your screen and see if that changes.
Okay, one sec.
Because yeah, I can't hear the video at all. Yeah, because we do this all the time. You should definitely be able to hear the video. Meanwhile, I'm gonna read some of the comments while you're getting that set up. Oh wow, there's spam in the chat. Nah, I still can't hear it, man.
Yeah, let me try to. Because usually when I stream just the screen, it never works. But let me.
Yeah, let me look and see if Israel found the math.
All right.
Because yeah, they're getting quite chatty in the comments now, man. Maybe we'll see if some people are.
Yeah, now the comments is gonna go crazy. That's for sure.
Yes, yeah, no. Was that Boston or was it it was Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. I think it's from Michigan.
Yeah, from Michigan, Chicago, Israel. Oh, the picture of the skyline. Israel wants to see the picture of the skyline again.
Alright. Let's see.
I did, sucker. We just had a whole conversation about the people that fly up their own balloons.
Like the last picture is a clip from that balloon video thing.
Do you mind? Israel wants to just join the call directly. I guess, yeah. Do you mind if I add him to the call? Because this is actually perfect because he designs planes. This is what he does. So yeah, let's get him in here. I mean,
Cool.
he's flying all the time. So how the fuck do you add people? Add friends to DM. Yeah, this about to get spicy, guys. I'm gonna get to that, sucker. Let me work. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to the Black Sun thing. Just nah, cause I'll give this guy credit. He's got my respect because the other people that showed up to debate, they came unarmed. I guess they underestimated.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Shit, Israel's ready to cook.
All right, hold on. Let me get this. Okay, all right. All right, motherfucker. So what is this? You're talking about how the horizon always at the center of your vision, huh? First thing I want you to consider about those images, okay? Those images were taken specifically to show you the flatness of, or at least how far that thing can look. So that's not necessarily evidence that half of your eyesight taken up at that altitude.
So someone takes the same picture, looking at the horizon.
Yet their
Just goes
camera,
to that
their
level.
camera is pointed at the horizon. First of all,
So how does that change anything?
well, you were arguing that that the horizon's always at eye level, which it's not. It's below your feet. You look down like naturally.
What do you mean?
He's saying that you look down at a curve naturally. He's saying that you don't just look straight unless you're looking somebody in their eyes, and you don't just look up unless you're specifically looking at birds or a celestial object. He's saying that when you're walking and you're out and about your everyday life, you're usually looking down slightly at a curve, is what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but either way, like the horizon still meets at eye level.
What?
Doesn't matter where you're looking at. Like the horizon will still meet at eye level. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that if you're 10 or however many miles a balloon is in space, if you're at the stratosphere and you're looking down, he's saying that you should see less flatness, if I'm understanding his argument correctly.
Yeah, because you'd be.
Oh, you mean that? Okay. On these panoramic shots, your argument is it's flat because because there's a straight line. It's not okay, I understand. Okay, so this is super fucking simple. Okay, I'm gonna show you a diagram. Okay, I am going to get my little snipping tool out. Okay.
Are you gonna show it on stream or?
Yeah. I'm gonna post it right here in the Discord. Give me a moment. So, step one, right? So this is a model of you standing on top of a spherical Earth. This is a cross section where that line L meets the circle. That's where the horizon is located. Now, if this guy were to continue turning around, actually, I can even stream this to make my point even more airtight.
See, this is what I was saying, guys. Israel was the math expert. This is what he does, man.
Okay, so let me start share your screen. We're gonna do paint, go live. Okay. So take a look at this, right?
Let me. Okay, there you go.
Okay, so this guy, so we're seeing a cross section of the Earth. He's looking off to the right, and so if he keeps turning, there's a come on. Where's the line tool at? Here it is. If he keeps turning, let's make this nice and big and red. This line right here, as long as his eyes are at this level, the horizon is always going to make this. It's always going to stay there if he keeps turning around. It's gonna stay there because the ball isn't changing.
Okay, but the further you go up, you'll start seeing the sphere, the curve.
Okay.
What Israel's trying to show is that, like, that diameter doesn't change all that much unless you can see farther than the diameter itself. That's when you start to see the curve. That's what he drew on the screen.
Let's take a look, right? Let's say that this is what we can see, right? And it comes out to about like right there, right? So now that this guy is in space, he can see this much of the Earth. Do you see where this is going? It's okay. That's fine, because we can go all the way into space. We could make this guy go ludicrously far into the sky, farther than that balloon even could ever go. We're gonna make him go all the way up here, right? And eventually, you'll notice that the limit is the equator. He'll never be able to see beyond that. This little red line that he draws when he turns around is always a flat line that goes straight through the Earth.
Okay,
and
so
no matter how far
up, what should you be seeing right now? If you're looking down.
If I was looking down, I would see this. I would see Big Blue Marble.
Okay, cool.
Right?
I mean,
Because
that's obvious.
Yeah. He turns around, and what you see is half of the Earth. You see one hemisphere.
Yep.
So at no point do you actually see the other side of the Earth, unless you might be able to technically due to the bending of light, but that's such a minute detail that it doesn't matter so much here.
Okay. No, I mean that definitely makes sense, but that wasn't really the point. It's just that.
Okay.
Plus,
point?
to also chime in, let me just show this on the stream as well. It's the same that if you take your hand, right? You guys see the front of my hand, right? And my hand isn't flat, right? Each of my fingers are a cylinder, three-dimensional shape. If you actually look closely, you can never actually see the other side of any of my fingers. So it looks flat, right? It looks flat from this angle because you can never see the other side. Even if you stand above your eyes, you can never actually see the other side of your finger. It's similar, and I'm sorry, what is your name again? His name is Dude on Discord. I'm gonna just call you Mr. Flatty, okay? So Mr. Flatty, you see what I mean? If you take your own finger and you look straight at your finger, you can never see the other side of it, but you accept that your finger is a cylinder, correct? Or a three-dimensional shape? It's the same kind of concept.
If you can measure it, yes. But we can't measure that. We can't see it.
You can measure your finger.
What can we not measure?
You can measure your finger. You're saying you can't measure the Earth, right?
No, we can, like, for example, the moon is the perfect example. Like, it looks like a sphere, could be a sphere, just like that video I showed in the beginning. But we can't
Yeah.
measure it. We can't see the back of it. The moon only faces us the same direction, so there's
No.
no way to tell what it actually is
Once a month,
unless
you
we
can
see the
see the
back.
other side of the Earth, not the other side of the Earth, the other side of the moon. You can just watch the moon throughout the whole month. When it hits a new moon, that's when you see the other side. Because
The
it's
other
just
side.
yes.
So, real quick, I just thought of a great refute to everything he just said. Did you know that the planet Neptune is the only planet in our solar system that was not found through observation? It was found through mathematical calculation.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, this whole math shit, it's like, we're just kind of like
But
trying to see with our eyes.
hold
is
on,
really wrong.
right? My refute is twofold. When they did the mathematical calculation for Neptune, they didn't do a flat calculation. They calculated spherically exactly where Neptune would be in relation to the sun and the planet, because the planet is where we're sending the Apollo from. I think, what was it, Apollo 2 that captured images of Neptune, Israel, or was it Apollo 1?
I don't remember.
Well, whatever. One of the Apollos, right? So, using math in relative to where it would be in position of the Earth and the Sun, we found this planet through mathematical calculation, not a telescope. And then when we sent the Apollo out and it took pictures of the planet itself, that's how we confirmed that the mathematical calculations are right. You're saying that you can't mathematically calculate the size of the moon, or the size of the solar system, or anything spherical in space, correct? When us calculating the spherical shape of the solar system itself is how we found Neptune. And those of you guys that are in the chat, y'all can open up a science book right now and you guys can confirm, or I know a lot of you guys like to use the Google thing. Even Google shows you that Neptune was the only planet in the solar system that was found through mathematical calculation and not direct observation. So now that we know where Neptune is, obviously a powerful enough telescope can see it, but this would kind of counter your whole point when you say we can't measure the moon, we can't measure the planets, we can't measure space, when that's exactly how we found Neptune.
Yeah, not like I'm talking about physically measured, not like a math equation.
Here's the thing, man. So I used to run, I'm actually getting back into shape right now. I used to run track and field, used to be the captain. I ran the mile, I ran the 2 mile, middle distance events. There's some people that run marathons, in relation to the Battle of Marathon. So we have measured planet Earth from consistently mapping the globe. Now, it took thousands of years, but we did eventually, measure and map Earth. And there's also the continual expansion theory that the Earth is getting bigger and bigger as time goes on as well. And there's a calculation for that too. But we definitely can physically measure planets. We've already done so with Earth. That's how your GPS works, for example. When you're traveling and it shows the approximate mileage, all of that works because we already mathematically mapped the Earth. So we absolutely can physically do so with the moon as well. It would just be a matter of landing people on there, and over the course of hundreds of years, doing what we did to Earth. Well, thousands. We did that over thousands of years, Earth, though. But the moon is smaller than Earth, and we have modern technology now. So it would honestly just be a matter of paying a bunch of people a lot of money to be guinea pigs in space to actually get the shit physically measured. I'm not volunteering for that. Somebody else can do it,
Okay, so the Chicago skyline seen from 60 miles away. So it's Chicago. Yeah, I saw that fucking image and I just wanted to fucking rip your throat out. So
Well, hold on. He actually showed up and he actually presented evidence for his side, which is something the other people didn't do. So let's not be hostile. Let's at least give this guy respect for standing on his principle. You know. So do you have the math figured out for that, Israel?
Well, I couldn't figure out the math until I knew what frickin' city he was. That's why I was screaming in the chat to show me that image again, because I didn't remember which city it was. So, tallest building would be the Willis Tower. 1,451 feet. Okay. Interesting.
But what allegedly what is the exact or an approximate? What's the mileage to where we shouldn't be able to see it? If we use this 8:16 conversion.
Yeah, 8 inches per mile squared.
8 inches per mile squared?
Yeah.
What?
That's the calculation for the curvature.
Oh, okay. I was just
He's saying if
radius.
He's saying from that equation that every 8 inches per mile squared, right? That's the gradual distance to where.
Okay.
Yeah, so like being consistent with that math, how many miles allegedly would it take for something to just not be visible at all if we're using that math?
Well, if you are like 5 feet tall, you're looking at, a 2-mile distance to the horizon, but we're talking about looking at buildings that are thousands of feet tall. Where was that image taken place? Where was that image taken?
I think it was Michigan.
Okay, hold on.
B, I'm gonna refute what you just said because they're working on landing people on the moon every day, man. Obviously,
but do you believe we went to the moon? Like, do you actually believe that?
I mean,
allegedly, if you have a strong enough laser,
hold on. I'm gonna answer the question this way. Human beings definitely have the technology to put things on the moon, right? Have actual people been on the moon so far? I think if the answer is yes, it's going to be some people, because we all know about Neil Armstrong, right? We all seen that video. But I would actually make the argument that there was people that landed on the moon before that. There's evidence to actually suggest that NASA landed people on the moon before we were told. The Soviet Union claimed that they beat America to the moon, and there's documented evidence that shows that. So, my argument is that I don't think it's really debatable that people have been on the moon. I think people were actually on the moon earlier than what we were told. Now, I was reading the comment, B's refute is that we can't get regular people to the moon. And he's right. We can't get regular people on the moon because it costs millions of dollars to send just one person into space. But they're working on because you know how these billionaires be, man. They're a little crazy. They're talking about colonizing the moon, so they're working on that, But and this B guy agrees with you, Mr. Flatty. He's saying that the CIA and KGB have documents saying that the Earth. Here's the thing, Mr. B. I'm going to refute this right now. For thousands of years, I don't understand why flat earthers don't use this as an argument, but most flat earthers aren't religious, so they probably want to stray away from theology. But most religions on planet Earth say that the Earth is flat. It wasn't until
most people do believe that, like, the flat Earth goes back to the firmament.
But this is what I'm saying, right? You would get excommunicated in Catholicism, and some religions would flat out execute you. That's why all the great geniuses that people, that's why all the great minds that people think were geniuses, like Apollo, Apostle, all these people that studied space back then, that's why if you notice, they did a lot of their science in secrecy, because if it was found out that they were trying to prove that the Earth was a sphere, they would have gotten in big trouble. So for thousands of years, religion told people that the Earth was flat. Flat earthers are trying to make it seem like this is some type of new theory when that was the original theory. 2,000 years ago, if you thought the Earth was a sphere, people thought something was wrong with you. You got tackled to the ground. Oh, let me finish. Let me deliver the coup de grace, because I'm going someplace with this, right? You would get tackled to the ground, you would get beaten up, and you would get arrested and probably executed. It wasn't, and Israel knows where I'm going with this because we had an in-person conversation about this. It wasn't until the 1900s when those brothers started inventing planes. You see where I'm going with this, Israel? It wasn't until then that people were like, wait a minute, this shit is a sphere. Religion is wrong. So the spherical Earth, I really don't even want to call it a theory because I think it's been proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the Earth is a sphere. But for the sake of this conversation, the spherical Earth theory is relatively new. That came into fruition about 140 years ago. You got any refutes for that, Mr. Flatty? Because I would think you guys would be using...
I could definitely refute everything you just said, Brendan.
Yeah, come on, man. It's a debate, man. If you've got some counterpoints, let's hear it, man.
Yeah, if we could share the... Am I streaming still?
Yeah, I'll zoom in on you. Hang on.
Okay.
Let me click on your stream. Wait, hang on. I gotta...
Yeah, so I did the math on that skyline. It's actually really funny.
Sure.
Yep, it's on you now.
So the tallest building there in that skyline would be the Willis Tower, 1,451 feet tall. Okay. Now here's the thing. That's right on the coast. Okay. And that if you were standing, if you had a camera or like you put your face right at the top of the Willis Tower, 1,451 feet, you would be able to see, what was it? You'd be able to see 46, almost 47 miles to the horizon. So, conversely, somebody who is about 47 miles away at sea level, with no elevation at all, would be able to see, at the very least, the top of that tower. Okay?
So you're saying that at a bare minimal of 47 miles, what we see in that image would still be visible.
Correct. Now I figured out where that was taken. Do you want to know how far away that image was taken?
Yeah, how far?
Roughly 39 miles.
So it's not 60 like that picture is claiming. Mm-hmm. You're basically saying that's fake news.
Yeah, that's fake news. That's false.
So hold on. So this is interesting because Israel was a mathematical genius. That's why I told him to do it so hold on. You're saying that 42 miles is our point of comparison. You're saying around 42 miles, that's when it would start to get more fading and less visible.
Yeah, you would start to see it lose. You wouldn't be able to see as much of it. And then at 47 miles at sea level, so you're not even standing, you're laying down on the ground, you would not be able to see it.
So essentially, this is interesting. This is why I brought him on here. I'm glad you just said that. So essentially what you're saying is that if that was real news, he would be correct. But because it was so the picture taken was real, but they just lied about the mileage.
Right.
In order
now, here's Now I could go even further. So I haven't done this math yet, but then the next thing is to find out how far away you could see that building if you were, say, 5 feet tall. You had a camera at 5 foot, right? Because that changes the math by a lot.
Hold on. When you did the first calculation, how tall was the person when you did the first?
0 feet tall. They were 0 feet
shit.
tall.
So that was just total base.
Yep.
Not even factoring height.
Correct.
So at what point do you see the curvature then? Like never?
Well, he's about to calculate that. So the average height of a male is what, 5'7"?
Yeah.
So he could just plug in 5'7" into his equation, and we could actually get an answer for that right now.
Yeah. Hold on.
When he does that, I'll show you guys some things. So this right here, Georgia Guidestone, Polaris has never moved from this spot for years. That's the one thing that all the stars go around it.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Polaris doesn't really move all that much.
So it doesn't move. It's the center star.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. I know people in the comments are going to give me shit for this because I played Pirate 101 and I should know what the fuck Polaris was based off of, but what is Polaris? Educate me real quick. Is that someplace in space? Is that on planet Earth?
No. Polaris is a star in the sky. It's also known as the Northern Star. Because of how the Earth rotates, it's basically on top of the North Pole.
Wait.
So
Are you talking about Sirius B, that star? Or is this a completely separate star?
I don't know if it's Sirius B, but this is a star in space. Let's see.
Somebody in the comments.
Sirius B.
Oh yeah. Let's look that up real quick.
North Star, yeah.
Sirius B is often called the Northern Star, as well.
So it should.
If Polaris is the same star, then
Yeah. If Sirius B is the Northern Star, then that would be Polaris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I get it now. Anyways, I'm sorry. I just needed to clarify that because I was like, wait a minute. But continue.
All good. So that star doesn't move at all. And this is pretty much what you guys believe. This graphic right here.
What? Yeah, a bunch of.
I hate to be that guy, because it sounds like I'm getting elementary now. But all stars move.
Yeah, except the North Star Polaris.
Well,
there is no
very little.
Unless you're talking. But see, even neutron stars move. So nothing in the universe just stays still.
Except the North Star, which is how people used to navigate back in the day.
People used to navigate back in the day using our sun, the Eastern Star.
Yeah, Polaris was that one thing that always stayed the same. So that's how you knew where you were going, where you were at. Like very, very basic.
I mean, there's a lot of religions that worship the Northern Star. There's a lot of occult stuff that worships the Northern Star.
Okay.
So I've heard this theory before. The problem is that nothing in space stays still.
So how come you can see it through the Georgia Guidestone for years? Until they blew it up recently, actually.
I mean, hold on, I already got a refute for this. Why can you see Andromeda from the same spot in the northern hemisphere for millennia? Andromeda was thought to be a star, and it wasn't until the 1800s or the 1700s, one of those, where Hubble confirmed that Andromeda is a galaxy. But that section of space has been visible from the northern hemisphere for thousands of years. But we know Andromeda is moving. There's actually a theory that the Milky Way and Andromeda are going to collide together in the future and become one galaxy. So we know Andromeda is moving Yet from specific spots in the northern hemisphere, it seems like it's not moving. Everything in space moves. Very fast, I might add, right? Borderline light speed, but the distance is so great, it seems like it's not moving, even though it's moving at very fast speeds.
How does that debunk that you can see Polaris through that small hole any time of the day?
But because you can see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Andromeda has been moving for thousands of years, and it's still visible at the exact same spots of the Earth.
So how do you know it's moving? Someone told you?
No, because
this is things we can observe ourselves. This is all I'm trying to prove.
And you can observe this right now, right? You can.
They blew up the Georgia Guidestones. You can't see that shit anymore.
Wait, no, you can still look at Polaris.
Let me finish, because he just asked an important question, and I have the answer to his question, right? We know that Andromeda is moving, because this was the original question, right? If a star is, if you take two stars and one is less brighter than the other, is it because there's less light and mass of that star, or is it because it's farther away? Every time it pulses, right? The pulses per minute. Is it because that star is closer, or is it because it's smaller? These were the two questions that Hubble asked when he was observing Andromeda. So he got a telescope and he calculated the pulse per minute first, and then he calculated, like, they have a specific unit of measurement for how bright a star is as well. And this is how he came to the conclusion that Andromeda was moving from mathematical calculations. You can do this yourself. You can buy a telescope right now. You can observe different stars and planets in the sky. You can write down their mass, their light mass, using the mathematical unit, as well as their pulses per minute. Like, you can calculate all of this yourself, man. You know me, bro. I don't tell anybody to go to a fucking scientist. I don't tell anybody to go to the fucking news. I tell people to take some of their college money, buy your own fucking telescopes, buy your own research tools, do the math yourself, go straight to the source and figure this out on your own. You know me, bro. This is what I tell people to do. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you to go to the news or go to experts. I'm telling you to do it yourself.
This is exactly what this is. This is people doing it themselves. Like, if you could share the screen again real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know if the...
I got you. It's on you. Ready.
This is what we observe with whatever equipment we can get. Does that look like this? This is just a zoomed in.
Where the whole argument there falls apart is, how do you explain the photosphere that you see outside every day that looks nothing like that? And you don't need a telescope to see the photosphere of the sun.
Dude, that was taken with a Sony Handycam.
Well, hold on. Let him answer that first, right? Because we can clearly see the sun's photosphere every day, and it doesn't look like that, right? So, I mean,
because the sun is the sun. The sun is not a star.
Did you just say? Hold.
He's going crazy.
Hold on. Whoa, Nelly. Did you just say the sun is not a star?
No. Sun and the moon.
Hold on. You just said the sun is not a star. You do know what do Hold on, man. Okay. I'm not going to make fun of the guy. Let me help you out. What is a sun? A sun is a star that is the center of a solar system.
Yeah, if you believe the Earth is a sphere, but I don't believe that.
No. I'm telling you what the dictionary, the denotation of the word sun is a star that has planets revolving around it. So even if you don't believe that the Earth is a sphere, by every definition of the word, a sun is a star.
Okay, so we can clearly see the sun looks like a sphere. It's round. But when you see the star, when you zoom in on the stars, it doesn't look like that. So how is it the same thing?
So you're saying when you zoom in on the sun, it doesn't? Well, I mean, yeah, it looks different because there's.
We can see it. It's round, just like the moon. And coincidentally, they look the same size as what we see with our eyes, which is weird also. Which eclipses
So
a
hold
whole
on,
different thing. But
I actually got video evidence to refute what you just said. And yeah, I already know the comment section's about to go crazy. Oh my God, Frizzy's about to give us a source, right? They're about to go crazy for this free lunch, boy. Hang on, let me just.
Like a pack of dogs.
I know, right? No, I guess I okay, whatever. I'll deal with that later. All right, so yeah, let me pull up a video real quick. Because somebody actually did zoom in on a different star that's about 800 light years away. It's actually my favorite star to study. Because at one point, this was the biggest known star to man. Oh, look at that. They even made it a short. Nice. Gotta love updates, right? Alright. So I'm gonna share my whole screen. Please don't copyright strike me, YouTube. It's a part of a discussion. Can you guys see the YouTube? Is it visible on the screen?
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. This isn't the video I wanted, but close enough. All courtesy of the Hubble.
Oh, it's not a person doing it. It's fucking Hubble, bro. Got it.
You do know the Hubble. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is why I wanted. Oh, here, there we go. Yeah. When you get beyond the atmosphere of the sun, because again, right, something that I always explain to people was that the sun by itself is not visible to the human eye. What we see is a sun's photosphere, which is an atmosphere of the sun. So yeah, when you get beyond the photosphere, it does begin to look a little freaky, and even if you zoom in on our sun, right, like when you get beyond the photosphere, let me actually turn this off now. When you get beyond the photosphere, it does start to look freaky. But what I'm trying to say is, right, you can go outside and yeah, you wouldn't be able to see the actual sun itself, but you would still see the photosphere, right? Photosphere, because even the light, you know, emits is spherical because it comes from a spherical object. The video that you're showing on Discord is not the actual star, if that makes sense.
So what is it?
Well,
But look, like you're doing some like I'm just talking about the shit we see ourselves without Hubble, without NASA, without none of that shit.
but you do know Hubble was still manned by humans, right? It's a telescope. A human being needs to operate that. You realize that, right?
Not anyone that
Not any regular person.
Can we use it? Can I personally go use it?
I mean,
that would be game changer.
if you're
Like,
willing, I mean, they do have space programs. I mean, if you're willing to sign
Like,
the waiver, if you're willing to
what we
sign the
do,
waiver, and you know, if you're willing to actually go into space, and pay the money. Like, I mean, you could do it. You would need to sign some contracts. You would need to have some money.
Yeah, NDA.
You would need to train because you have to actually have some muscle mass to go into space because you're not being supported by gravity anymore. But yeah, I mean, you could do it if seeking you shall find, man. They send regular people into space all the time.
Let me show you guys this right here.
See, he doesn't want to do that though. He doesn't actually want to go into space and
Yeah, but you're talking about some like impossible shit. Like
it's not a dude. They send people. They send regular people into space all the time. Red Bull did a fucking commercial where they had some lunatic. He did like the highest dive in the world. The dude dived from space. That crazy motherfucker, man.
Okay, literally this video right here debunks that, but you guys can't hear the audio, which really sucks. But
just send me the video and I'll make a separate video covering it and link the original video that you sent me on YouTube as well. I'll cover those separately.
That works.
Because if he really debunks that, I'll be interested to hear what he has to say.
Can you guys hear this by any chance or no?
Nah, we still can't hear it, dude.
Okay. I'll just kind of show like a clip. He's pretty much explaining that this is about the Red Bull jump. So this is where an airliner would fly, approximately, the airplane. This is where he was at, 120,000 feet.
Yeah, he dived above the airline. They had to get him on a spacecraft to do that. And look, even in that video, you can see that the Earth is a sphere. Even in that video.
See the sphere?
Yeah, that's a
sphere.
And
then Neil deGrasse Tyson literally debunks that. He's like, you can't see the fucking curve from that height. He literally said that on the video. Like, I'll send it to you. He's literally explaining that you can't. He's literally like 2 millimeters above the beach ball. You can't see the curve. So one of the guys that they're the ones like talking about the globe, the sphere, all that. He even tells us that you can't see it. So you being able to see the curve on the airline flight, that makes no sense. They're the only one that can see that.
No, I'm not the only one that can see that because allegedly, our ancestors, it's recorded in history that some people were actually able to see faraway planets. Now, I'm not sure if I'm still not sold on that personally because planets are very far away, but I mean, I'm not the only person that says that they can see the curve. There's plenty of people that have claimed that they can see the curve as well. I never believed it myself because I thought it was impossible, but when my own eyes evolved and I verified with my own eyes that that's possible, I started to think, well, shit, maybe it is possible that back in the day before air pollution, I mean, maybe some people could see other planets and whatnot. You underestimate the power of the human body, man. Human eye is powerful.
Places is like I live in LA, so it's pretty much the most polluted place ever.
You got to get out of it. You guys got to stop living in California, man. You guys got to.
Nah, it's fucking trash. I'll tell you that right now. But like I've been to places where I can see like 1 trillion stars. Like I've never seen some shit like that before. But like what you see above, because I mean I know you believe like so above as below.
Well, it's not a belief, it's basic geometry. Now, conspiracy theorists have turned as above, so below into some, conspiracy shit, but as above, so below is an ancient, archaic term that just refers to basic geometry.
So, okay,
because there is no above and below in space, right? There is no left and right in space. It's just all relative to your position.
Because to me, so above as below is like, well, I don't believe in like space as you believe, but
the thing is, man, even with the flat Earth theory, right, the sun would still be above you and below you because I've seen the flat Earth model of the planet and the sun is still orbiting.
Oh, like it goes under the flat Earth?
I mean, some people have said this, that there's two suns, that there's a black sun under the Earth in addition to our eastern star, our sun. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? That some people think there's a black sun under the Earth.
Some people believe, like, kind of like you said, where all we see is the light coming from the sun, but that's not the sun. That there's a black sun behind the sun, but
Yeah, that's what I'm
Sure.
saying.
Yeah,
There's
I-
people that think that there's like 3 different stars in the solar system. That and yeah,
but that's stuff that, like, if I can't see that, then I mean, some people claim they filmed it, but I've never seen anything about it.
and you
But
never
let me show
will
you this
because
here because
there is
I gotta go in a
no.
bit. But I just want to show
Sure.
you guys a couple more. All right, so this is an official image of the Earth from NASA.
Okay.
This is Africa right here.
Okay.
You guys agree it's about the same size?
No, it's slightly off. It's not just it's
Like
just
what,
not
what?
it's not just Africa being shown in that globe. It's Africa, it's some of Asia, like
A little bit, like kind of about that.
it's
where-
approximate, sure.
Where's the rest? Where does the rest fit?
It's
Well,
look at the background.
you just proved that the Earth is a sphere. The rest is there. It's just on the other sides of the sphere.
Okay, so this little right here covers
actually
this whole side.
that circle isn't accurate.
You do know. Well, no, that's why I said it's approximate. But
It's approximate. It's
you-
not the
you
exact
do-
size, but
you do know Africa is a pretty big continent, right?
yeah, it's pretty big. But this is literally 4 times what Africa is, the rest of the world. How does that fit in the back of
4
this ball?
times. Look at this guy.
How does that fit in the
Alright.
back of the ball?
Because
is a special picture.
land literally makes up. I think if it's not 10%, I think it's like under 10%. But land itself makes up a very small part of the globe.
So the first thing to consider here is your map is not accurate. That map is very heavily distorted. So there's actually much less map that needs to be wrapped around. Another thing to consider is this is a 3-dimensional ball. And you saying that there's 4 times as much volume that has to fit, that to me, a flat volume having to wrap around a sphere, right, needing 4 times as much, that makes so much sense because of the calculation for pi that we were doing way back when.
Okay, so
This
literally
is-
looking at the image, you think this all fits around the Earth when this is
Yeah.
just the front of it.
Well, you're looking at half of the Earth in that image. You're actually
Okay, so half
looking
the
at,
Earth is Africa then.
well, from that. See, you're thinking of it like it's a flat fucking ball, but or that it's a flat fucking thing that
No,
you
if
can,
you
like a
wrap-
coin, you can flip over. But
If you wrap all of this stuff, this is like, I'm trying to really be
Huh?
simple. All of these continents. Africa is just one face of it. Where's the rest? This is an official picture. Like,
turn the ball. That's it. It's a
Turn the ball.
3-dimensional object. You're trying to put a 2-dimensional picture on a 3-dimensional object. It's gonna fit. There's depth.
so you really think all it? Okay, so the face of the
Well,
globe
okay.
we're looking at, where Africa is. Okay, that's that
So the thing,
approximate.
something you need to consider is that entire bottom half of the map right now is basically scrunched together.
Hold on,
You're right
hold on,
that South
hold on,
America
hold on, wait a
is
minute.
barely out of, but it's like
I already got the perfect refute for this, so I'm gonna actually. I debated on whether or not I was gonna use this in the debate, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So this was a discovery that I personally made. Remember this image, Israel?
Uh-oh. Let me take a look.
Yeah, we're about to get into some advanced level shit, boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, my camera's fucking up. Hang on, give me 1 second. We're about to get into some advanced level shit. So first of all, before I even explain what the image that I drew means, what are your thoughts on gravity, Mr. Flatty?
Gravity is a theory. And it's 96% dark matter, which they,
What?
Neil deGrasse Tyson said himself,
What?
like gravity, I don't know the exact
What?
numbers, but like 96% dark matter.
What?
Israel is flabbergasted.
Oh, do you know what is dark matter? What is dark matter? Answer the question.
I mean, if I knew, then I'd probably be rich. Because no one else knows. Do you know?
It's a rounding error.
Okay, so 96% of the fucking theory is dark matter, which we don't know shit about.
But
Man, I can't get this.
dark matter is just it's literal magic. It's something that is so far off and far beyond that it's just like a big pool that you just pour things into because we have no way of measuring it, at least yet. We can't observe it. That's why it's dark. So
Hold on, wait. Before we get into that, right? He made the claim that gravity is a theory. I'm about to directly prove that wrong. Because let's zoom in on the Discord real quick. So this is an image that I drew. It's a discovery that I made. So basically, the theory is that we found out the first solar eclipse by obsessively observing the moon. Have you heard that theory before, Mr. Flatty? Or
Sure.
yeah, we first found the solar eclipse by observing the moon, and from there we calculated the lunar cycle. That's only half correct. All right, you see the image I drew?
Yeah.
Now let me turn my camera back on because it's going to be a bit difficult to explain this. This is some advanced level shit, guys, but I'm going to try to simplify it. I basically figured out that gravity is triangular, okay? What does that mean, right? Let's say that this is the Earth. Let's say that this is the sun, right? Earth, sun. Let's say this is the moon. The gravity itself is triangular, right? Our gravity acts in coordination with the sun's gravity, okay? So when you observe nature, when you observe the Earth's gravity and the sun gravity, the moon itself, again, the universe has to be spherical for this to be accurate, right? But when the Earth's gravity is going like this, and the sun's gravity is going like this, and the Earth is and the moon is reacting to both gravities, it eventually circles around. So the first solar eclipse, I think, was a combination of observing the moon, and then they were trying to figure out, okay, how is the moon doing that? And then when they discovered that gravity is triangular, they calculated that the first solar eclipse would happen based in alignment with what I just told you, because the moon would eventually censor, because it's spherical, gravity is triangular, and it eventually creates a spherical rotation. The moon would eventually land in the middle, and that's when the first recorded solar eclipse, that's when the first solar eclipse was recorded, right? This proves that gravity isn't a theory. It's a very real thing that you can observe every day. Now, I know some guys in the chat are probably going to be like, what the fuck is Chris talking about? This is some advanced level shit, man, and I went straight to the source. But essentially, in order for all of this to work, the universe, the planets, the moon, and the sun, it would all have to be spherical. Do you have a refute for what I figured out with that drawing?
So let me get this straight. Like, gravity only works if everything is spherical, right?
Correct. Everything would
There
have
you
to
go.
be spherical for this to be consistent. And
Yeah, so
again,
there
I
you
didn't
go.
go to
So if
NASA, I
gravity is
didn't
not
go
real,
to the
then
news, I
nothing is
didn't go
spherical.
to a certified professional. This is what I figured out on my own, and then I drew a picture of it and shared it with my Discord. And I debated on if I was going to use this in the debate, but I might as well since we're talking about gravity now.
I mean, that doesn't really prove anything, bro. To be honest. Like, what is gravity? Gravity is what is keeping us on Earth, right?
That's an oversimplified term, but yes, gravity keeps us on this planet, correct.
Okay, so pretty much what I believe in is that it's just about buoyancy and density. Since we're denser than the air, we stay together. But helium's lighter than the air. So if you put it in a balloon, it floats up.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. There's no like dark matter, like
But
when you
you're
really
the
break
one.
it down.
You're the guy that brought up
you
dark.
brought up dark matter. That was your argument.
Yeah, that's just proving that it's a theory. Like everyone knows that.
No,
But gravity.
Here's the thing.
The thing is, gravity has been proven beyond. I've even proved it with what I just drew. Right? By figuring out that gravity is triangular, they were able to calculate the first solar eclipse before it even happened, in combination with observing the moon. In order for that to have even been possible, all of this shit would have to be a sphere. If even just one thing about what I just said was wrong, if the moon wasn't a sphere, if the earth wasn't a sphere, if the sun wasn't a sphere, if the universe wasn't a sphere, if even just one thing about that was wrong, they wouldn't have been able to calculate the first solar eclipse before it happened. That was done through mathematical calculation using gravity and using the thought that everything is spherical.
So gravity proves eclipses, or eclipses prove gravity?
Both. See,
They go hand in hand.
Oh, I'm getting on some next level shit here. The people in the chat are about to be. Oh, they're not even speaking. They're just listening. Well, that's a surprise. Here's what I'm saying, right? And my camera is fucking up again. Or whatever. This started off as a theory. You probably read an ancient archaic text that said that gravity is a theory. Yes, 5,000 years ago.
It's a theory. That's
Well,
it.
listen.
No,
Let me finish. Please let me we let you speak, man.
Yeah.
Come on, don't do this to me, bro. It started off as a theory, right? By observing the moon and charting down the lunar cycle, the theory was that if gravity is triangular, then eventually the moon is going to be in this position, and the result of that is we're going to get a solar eclipse. They predicted this before it even happened. And again, this was all based off of spherical, circular calculations. If any of this was wrong, if the sun wasn't a sphere, if the earth wasn't a sphere, if the moon wasn't a sphere, if the universe wasn't a sphere, if even just one of these things was flat, this whole prediction would have been off, but it was accurate, and they accurately predicted the first solar eclipse, and then what happened afterwards happened. You know, the first science, astronomy, was created, and then from there we began to learn, you know, what gravity does to humans on the planet. And not all planets have the same type of gravity. It's actually a mathematical unit, right? Jupiter has different gravity than Earth does. Hell, the stratosphere has different gravity than what we see on the surface. That's why when the balloon floats up beyond a certain point, it pops, because the gravity gets lower and lower to the point where the helium in the balloon is no longer sustainable. See, an atmosphere is composed of many things. The natural gravity, right? Hydrogen, helium, you know, the whole 9 yards, all the different chemicals, and it's all supported by what? The gravity. The reason you don't die because of the helium that's in the air is because Earth's natural gravity balances out the oxygen so that it's breathable in a way that you don't die. Don't believe me? Go land on Jupiter right now when the helium's going to crush you. No pun intended.
Yeah, man, but look, that's a lot of like, that's your own theory, I guess.
That's not a theory, bro.
Right.
Listen, man, didn't I tell you at the beginning of this discussion that if natural law is like my number one forte, then astronomy is like number 2 or number 3? This is what I do, man. I know a lot about astronomy, bro. That's how I was able to draw that picture in the first place.
Nah, that's cool and all, but like, what if we just know when eclipses happen because they happen every so often in the same time?
This is what you're not understanding. This was the first eclipse reported time immemorial ago. Now, we're told that they learned this by obsessively watching the moon. I wasn't satisfied with that answer, so I dug further. And when you realize that gravity is triangular, right? And you calculate it based off of the sun and the planet, you can then observe how the moon rotates, right, in alignment to our planet and our sun, and you would eventually find when the moon is in the middle of the sun and the earth, a solar eclipse happens, and this is how they did it. That's why certain groups, you guys see where I'm going with this. Certain groups that are all about drawing and astronomy, this is why half of their symbols are about triangles and pyramids and shit, right? We thought they were just worshiping the sun, but they were really just telling you fuckers exactly what they did in plain sight using basic astronomy, the first science.
Alright, so gravity is proven then.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
Okay, so everyone else agrees that it's a theory, that you can't really prove it.
The thing is, here's the thing.
No.
Hold
I
on,
need to explain something right now. I've been holding it in for so fucking long.
Hold on.
The theory of gravity isn't that gravity it may or may not exist. The theory of gravity is the force that everything and everyone feels on Earth that pulls you closer to the center of the Earth is based on a gravitational constant, like that guy posted, right? Like B posted is roughly equal to 1.66, right? But that's
hold on.
That's the theory, and the theory's wrong.
Let's not confuse him because he's already shown that astronomy. He's not going off of what has been proven to be true. He's going off of what he believes, and I have a whole video on my channel, the root word of belief, yada yada yada, right?
Yes.
Let's keep it simple. Gravity, in terms of proving that there's a natural force, everything that has mass has gravity. You even have gravity. Yeah, that's why certain things stick to you. Things that have next to no mass stick to you, like ants, grass, etc. So you have gravity, Mr. Flatty. Everything that has mass has gravity. Now, because the Earth is way bigger than we are, the Earth is pulling us down. While the sun being even bigger than the Earth, being even more massive than the Earth, no pun intended, the sun is pulling us up. And then the moon itself, right? The moon being like a hybrid between the sun and the Earth in terms of its mass, it also has a pull, right? That's why gas giants like Jupiter and Neptune, they got like don't quote me on that. I don't know how many fucking moons Jupiter and Saturn have. I know it's a lot though. They've got so many moons that it's like a constant tug of war between the Jupiters and the Saturns and the suns and the moons. That's why they're gas giants, because you got a whole bunch of fucking gravity just constantly pulling, just constantly pushing. It's like a cyclone, no pun intended, a cyclone tug of war. This has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. I always call Earth paradise because in order for Earth to even exist in the state that we know it, there has to be a perfect balance of where the Earth is positioned in alignment with the moon and the sun. This is not a this is why I want to keep it simple, because I can already tell it's confusing some of the people in the chat. And well, it does explain, and this is what I'm saying. Zello just asked, that doesn't fully explain why the sun's gravity doesn't pull us in. It does pull us in. That's why the Earth rotates. That's why we have seasons. The sun is pulling us in, but the Earth is also pulling. Like, it's a constant tug of war. The moon is pulling, the Earth is pulling, the sun is pulling. Like, this is not something that you can understand in 5 minutes. This is something you're going to have to go out into the source. You college students, spend a couple $100, get real research tools, right? Astronomy may be the original science, but it's probably the least understood. I'm actually having to explain to a guy right now that gravity isn't a theory, but because Wikipedia and Google and YouTubers call it a theory, there's this misconception that we haven't proven beyond a reasonable doubt that gravity is real, you know? But it's a constant tug of war, okay? Like, if the Earth even had one other moon, that would disrupt the entire natural flow. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, Zello. It's the Earth, it's the moon, it's the sun, and then it's the other gas. It's everything in the universe. People got this misconception that you just have the Earth, and the Earth has its own gravity, and it's magically keeping us stuck to a ball. But then the sun, it should be sucking us up, right? But you guys are not calculating everything. You're not calculating the hundreds of different moons and celestial objects in the solar system that have their own mass that's also given the pull. You're not like, all of this stuff has gravity, guys. Even Mr. Flatty has gravity. You got gravity, Mr. Flatty. Go outside right now and pick up an ant. It's going to stick to you, right? And ants don't have wings. Well, some ants have wings, but we're specifically talking about the ants that you see on the ground. Those species. Go pick up an ant right now. You ever wonder how an ant sticks to you when it has no wings? This is why I wish I knew how to draw, man, because I could draw what the fuck I just explained, because now Jarvis is asking if is the sun and the earth doing it. So that's the simple way of explaining it, but there's more going on than that, man. You got the earth, you got the moon, you got the sun, you got other celestial objects. It's more than just one fucking thing, guys. Like, you really have to be an expert in this field to understand fully what I'm saying. Like, this would take me hours to properly explain. But for the sake of the debate, Mr. Flatty, do you get what I just broke down?
Like, I totally get what you're saying, but there's nothing simple about what you just said.
Well, that's what I'm trying to keep it simple. Like, astronomy is not a simple subject. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You can't just go on YouTube and then make a 20-minute video, oh, the earth is flat, gravity doesn't exist, it's a theory. This is not a simple, you got to be an expert in astronomy to fully understand what I just said. This is why I laugh at the flat earth videos, because they do 5 minutes of research in conspiracy land, but if they did 5 years of research in nature land, if they actually went outside and observed how gravity actually works, right? Because everything with mass has gravity, everything. Even a balloon. Yes, a balloon has mass too. Did you know that? It doesn't have much mass, but a balloon has mass too. Did you know that?
The balloon, not the helium.
Well, not the helium, because helium, gas is massless. You see what I'm saying?
No, that's incorrect.
Well,
gas
has very little, that's why Jupiter is a gas giant that's able. I'm trying to keep it simple for these guys, but you're right, I should choose my words better. Gas has almost no mass. The only gas that doesn't have mass is the human conscious, but we're not going to get into that. That's too much information for these guys, right? But And yeah, now they're asking me a bunch of astronomy questions that would take me hours to explain. To keep it simple, guys, Google and Wikipedia oversimplifies it. The people that write these articles, they probably don't have malicious intent, but when they say shit like the Earth's gravity, like, they're not telling you guys everything, right? You have the Earth with its own mass, then you got all the humans with their own mass, and you got other celestial objects, and you got gas giants with their own mass, and you got the sun. And the sun is being pulled too, right? At the center of the Milky Way, there's a supermassive black hole that's pulling all of the stars in the solar system together, and then they're all pulling. It's a constant tug of war, man. The universe is a chaotic environment, bro. That's why I get annoyed when people say I'm anti-science, when I'm more scientific than the people that call me anti-science. This shit is not simple, but it is simple to those that get it. Gravity, but I went on a tangent there. Let's get back to the debate. Gravity has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt, Mr. Flatty. It's not a theory, despite what Wikipedia and Google incorrectly claim.
All right.
Now, the reason I even brought that up, well, we know that the universe is not flat. That we know beyond a reasonable doubt. That's how fucking as above, so below originated in the first place. The conspiracy theory, Tucker Carlson, he said some shit about Lucifer and Luciferianism. That's not what this is about. Conspiracy theorists turned it into Luciferianism. Conspiracy theorists turned it into Satanism. Why? What does the word Satan mean? Adversary. What does adversary mean? Opposite. If nearly every religion in the world is going around telling people that the earth is flat, and as above so below is telling people that the earth is a sphere, then that would be Satanism, because it's the opposite of what God is saying. So it is Satan, but people, they're using words incorrectly. They think Satanism is some shit where you eat baby. No, bro. All Satan means is opposite, but whatever. I got into a tangent there. The main reason I even brought all of this up is because if we're going to talk about a flat Earth, where would the center of gravity be? Because it's easy to see in a spherical object. The center of gravity is obviously in the center. But how would this work but see, you don't believe gravity exists, so you're gonna say that a flat Earth is somehow operating without gravity?
It's just a flat plane, bro. We're heavier than the
Okay, how does the weight work? How does weight work? How does heavy work?
You're heavier than the air around you.
Okay, yes, but you saying that is admitting that gravity exists, because gravity is the force that turns mass into weight. That's all it is. So in your model, gravity must exist.
No, we're just dude, that's it. Simple, like a video game.
Dude,
bro.
You are a fucking dumbass. Holy shit.
Dude, you're retarded, bro. You fucking
you're the fucking retard, because you don't even know the definition of the word you're using. You don't know the definition of weight.
Buoyancy and density, bro. That's fucking it.
You don't even know how does buoyancy work?
If you're fucking lighter than the water, you.
No. I want you to explain it to me mathematically. Prove it to me. Prove to me that buoyancy works.
You throw a rubber ducky on the water, it floats.
Oh, okay. Well, how does that work?
In the water, it fucking.
I can
sinks.
tell you how it works.
Let me guess. Gravity.
No. So this is what happens, right? Okay. So you're right. Gravity does play a role, but because the gravity is pulling that rubber ducky into the water, and the ducky is displacing, let's say, 1 inch of water, 1 cubic inch of water, but the ducky only weighs half an inch of water, and so the ducky rests half an inch above the water because it reaches an equilibrium where the water itself is supporting the weight of the duck. That's how it works. It's that simple, and you can explain it. You can test this by going into the bathtub like you're a fucking Greek.
I forget
Guess
what
what?
was that.
Guess what? Water has mass too. Large bodies of water large bodies of water have gravity too. Large bodies of water have their own mass as well. That's how evaporation works. That's how water can freeze into ice. I mean, we have two ice giants in the solar system as well, Neptune and Uranus. So, and please, nobody start making jokes in the comments. Let's stay serious. But so, I mean, yeah, water has mass and gravity as well. Did you know that, Mr. Flatty? Since we're talking about buoyancy, and buoyancy started off as a theory too, right? Buoyancy started off as a belief that water can be spherical, right, Israel? That's how the sharks and the fish. Yeah, buoyancy started off as a theory too, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 years ago. Until it was proven beyond a reasonable doubt to be true.
Right. Yeah. And now we have the mathematical equation of buoyancy, which is just
exactly. That's why I keep saying all of these things have their own mathematical units. It was proven, and it's crazy because I'm reading the comments and, people are talking about, Luciferianism, Satan, and then one guy is denying that the Catholic religion was executing people for saying that the earth is a sphere. Listen, man, the Bible, people believed that if you walked beyond a certain point, I think it was like beyond northern Denmark or whatever, you will fall off the earth. So no, Catholicism is like the main religion that's been saying that the earth is flat. That's why I don't understand why flat earthers that have a religion, I don't understand why they don't scream to the heavens that, see guys, my religion was right, man, the earth's been flat the whole time. But it seems like a lot of flat earthers are agnostic, so fair enough.
If you can share my screen, I have a picture that shows that.
Yeah.
Like, we all believed it was flat for years.
No, but this is what I'm saying, right? I'm surprised flat earthers don't make a religious argument, because most oh, never mind. Yeah, you are kind of showing ancient well, you're showing geographical land masses of people. You're not really showing religions, but oh, never mind. You are showing some religions: the Mayans, the Hebrews, Incans. Yeah, fair enough.
There's even Masonic right here.
I mean, Freemasonry isn't a religion. But I'm not going to get into all that. And no, before anybody asks, I'm not a Freemason. Before anybody asks, because I get asked it all the time. Israel, you want to tell this guy who you trained with when you started your plane journey?
Oh, one of the friends of Orville and Wilbur Wright. Yeah.
Yeah, the Godfathers who started the spherical Earth movement.
Yeah, I forget what her name was, but she had receipts. Like her office actually had the original canvas from the original Wright flyer. It's fucking nuts, man.
That's it. But guys, I got a dip. If you guys have any extra questions.
Hold on. Before you go. One guy, Jarvis, asked a good question. If the earth is flat, why is it daytime for Chris, but for me it's night?
I don't have a good graphic to explain it, but pretty much the theory is that the sun just kind of goes around like a plate into the different tropics.
Okay. But how does the light from the sun not hit the other parts of the plate? Because it's
kind of like
sphere, you can observe that.
Like if you have a spotlight, it's not gonna light up the whole room.
Are you sure? Because the sun's pretty far away and it's really fucking bright.
Yeah,
it's way bigger than the Earth.
Yeah, no, we don't believe in it. We believe it's a small local sun and the same size as the moon.
Would you like to do some math to prove that?
Hold on. Wait. I got an idea, because this is by far the most fun debate I've had. Because, the other guys didn't show up with... They kind of just showed up and started just saying a bunch of woo 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 whatever. So here's what we can do, man. If Mr. Flatty is willing, we could have a round 2 someday. You know, we can continue.
Oh, okay.
And we can continue because it sounds like he has a lot more stuff that he didn't get to show.
No, I have a lot of stuff. Like, as far as debating and stuff, like, this is definitely my first debate, but.
No,
You know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
The show just,
You can
my
take
ideas.
a couple of weeks and you can sharpen up. You can, you know, probably make a folder with like the key things you want to say, and you can articulate your points better next time.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know, the people that watch this, they just kind of like, at the bare minimum, just question things.
They're
I'm not
definitely
here to
questioning
convert
things.
anybody,
It
but
seems like
just
at
question
least
things. That's-
half of the chat is siding with you right now. There probably 50% of people agree that the Earth is.
Yeah, but they probably already believe that. I didn't really, like, if I converted someone today, I'd be shocked, but I'm pretty sure those people, like, they already did the research. So they know what I'm talking about.
Chris, by the way, don't close the stream just yet, 'cause there was an interesting topic that I do want to talk about.
Oh yeah, I wanted to give some closing thoughts, anyways. If after he leaves, there's some things I wanted to say as well. But yeah, we should definitely do a round 2 in a couple of weeks, and that'll give you plenty of time to put everything you wanted to show us in a folder. And you know, if you've got any friends as well who are willing to debate this as well, you know, because people were saying I double teamed you. That wasn't the intentions. I figured I would just get the plain guy in here. But yeah, if you've got friends that can back you up as well, you know, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we'll make
There's a
a
chat.
poll.
Someone in the chat wants to. I'm down. Just, I guess you can send me a DM, but I'll find a way to reach out to me, and we'll see what's up. Because I don't have that mathematical brain. Like, this is all just stuff you can observe yourself, and that's it.
Which is ironic, because what do I always tell people to do? Go straight to the source and observe nature. But yeah, definitely. If anybody wants to hop in this debate round 2, add him on Discord or add me on Discord. Add any of us on Discord, and yeah, in a couple of weeks from now we can get a round 2 going. Because this has been fun, man. I got respect for this guy because he actually showed up with weapons. He was ready to go to war, man. So
That's the only way to do it.
yeah, it's the only way to do it. All right, man.
Thanks for the time.
What was that?
Thanks for you guys' time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem,
Bye-bye.
man. Thanks for showing up.
All right, take care.
You as well.
Peace, peace.
That Israel, there was something you wanted
Okay.
to say?
Yes, yeah, so
Basically, some of the people in chat were talking about how it's impossible to know the true shape of the universe, and that's bullshit. The real question is, do you want to know the shape of the universe with mass, like with matter affecting it, or the shape of the universe with no mass affecting? That's the true question.
because
Without and this is super easy to prove, without mass affecting with mass affecting the shape of space, it comes out to be spherical. And we talked about this in real life, and I'm not about to fucking give these guys the entire fucking theory, because they can go fuck themselves or figure it out on their own. But there are experiments that you can do on Earth that prove that. You can do them in your own home. Now, of course, I plan on going into space and further exploring this topic, but that's another day.
Plus, when something is true, I got a video explaining this. When something is true, it's consistent and reoccurring. This is why the people that rule over you, that's why they stand above you guys in all of the fields. They dominate science, they dominate health, because they observe the universe and the truth is consistent, right? You know the shape of the universe simply by observing the universe, right? The moons are spherical, the planets are spherical, the stars are spherical, right? Even us as humans, we're a three-dimensional object. So if everything in the universe is three-dimensional, then obviously space itself would be three-dimensional, right? If it would be spherical. If it's not spherical, it would be some type of three-dimensional form. It wouldn't be flat like, you know, here we go again, Tucker Carl.
Yeah,
here we go. We gotta get this guy on Discord, man. This guy wants to throw the haymakers, man. Tucker, man, add us on Discord, bro. Fuck it, you can join Mr. Flatty. I should probably ask him his real name too, because Mr. Flatty sounds insulting. But you know, we gotta let Tucker Carlson throw the haymakers, man. He's about to come in here and say that the Jews created planet Earth and they made it a flat plane. Let's go, Mr. Tucker. We're ready for you, boy.
As for the shape of the universe without the effect of mass on it, it's either between it being spherical or hyperbolic. And at the moment, I don't know if there's any way to prove it one way or another. Because I have mass, so I'm always going to see a spherical space. That's just how it works.
Don't worry, Dynamo. When we test my theory, we're not going to use Israel. Because if something goes wrong, we don't want to lose a genius. No, we're going to find a nice little guinea pig that, you know, yeah, Israel. I told Dynamo and DM about my theory.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now, Israel will just be the guy who designs the spaceship, but in terms of actually testing the theory, we're not going to risk him. No, we're going to get somebody that's more disposable. That way, if anything goes wrong, you know, no harm, right? Well, I mean, their family will be sad, but, you know, that's about it.
So, what I have to say is,
Mr. B, you're asking me what is the temperature of space, and you have to find out what temperature is first.
Hold on, this is a ridiculous question because I'm gonna try not to go off because I can tell this guy just doesn't know. He clearly skipped his astronomy classes in elementary school. Space doesn't have a temperature because space is a vacuum.
Yeah. You're really just gonna give it to him like that?
Well, and the thing is, right? How do we even have temperature on Earth? Because the gravity, here we go, right? Truth is consistent and reoccurring. Because the gravity creates an atmosphere. And the atmosphere does what? Traps the atmos in our sphere. What does that mean? So all the gases, hydrogen, oxygen, helium, right? All of this stuff gets trapped in our Earth. Well, let me not say trapped. That's an incorrect word. But to describe what I'm saying, the reason we have temperature on Earth is because the gas that we're getting from the sun is able to stay here on Earth, you know, due to our atmosphere. Now, the reason there's no temperature in space because there's nothing in space to trap. It's not a closed system. This is what I'm saying, guys. It would take hours to properly explain this. I'm just giving you guys the condensed version. Because space is a vacuum, that's why I laugh when I see these videos talking about what planets sound like. Sound doesn't travel through space because space is a vacuum.
Oh, I know those videos you're talking about.
What they were doing is they were taking the radiation emissions from those planets and then just giving them a audible frequency.
Yeah, basically fake news. So, and this is,
yeah,
it's honestly astonishing how many people don't know that space is a vacuum. But this is what I'm saying, man. Astronomy, it's not some shit you can just fucking Google. It's not some shit you can just fucking Wikipedia. You can't just watch a 5-minute conspiracy theory video on astronomy. You have to actually do real research. You have to go out and observe nature. This takes years to understand, guys.
Yep.
It's so, you know, that's the sad thing, Zello. It is elementary science, but people don't even know this much, yet they want to come on YouTube and make conspiracy theories and say ridiculous things like gravity doesn't exist and the Jews created Earth and shit. So,
Yeah, that is. But yeah, if you guys want to learn more about astronomy, just go buy a sextant and a telescope and a compass.
I keep telling
That's
these
it.
guys to use their student loan money to buy some real research tools. Yeah, Tucker Carlson, you be saying stuff like Jews created the earth and Jews are, you know, Jews did this, Jews did that, you know, it's all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Is that a serious
There's no
question?
error of.
Did you see what he just said?
If there is no oxygen in the vacuum, how do you fuel the rocket ship?
The fuel is inside the rocket ship, B. You're not
Yeah.
getting the fuel from space. Plus, spaceships and shit, they don't even use fuel. They use uranium, right?
No, well, you're talking about two different, like, power systems. So, using uranium in a battery
Would allow you to like power your sensors and stuff, but if you actually want to move, that's you would have to use some sort of fuel, like those, like if you have a satellite, you would have a bunch of gas in a tank, and then you use the electricity from that you get from the uranium.
uranium to excite it and then
That's
throw
what
it
I'm
out.
saying, right?
Now,
He's-
if you have a rocket motor or a rocket engine,
Regardless, the things that you use to escape Earth, those have their own
oxygen in them already, whether
it's
it's liquid
propellant.
oxygen.
Its propellant in certain spacecraft uses other planets' gravitational pull for the mission. Like what they
Yeah.
just recently sent up to take pictures of Jupiter, it used Jupiter's gravity as part of his mission in order to take the pictures in the first place. So it like they're not getting the fuel in space. Like the shit has the fuel already in it. But was that a serious question or was he trolling us?
I don't know, because sometimes it's like 50% of what he says
is pretty good.
But yeah, the fuel already has the oxygen in it, if they even need to use oxygen.
For their power. It's like, yeah.
Zello, like I just got done explaining 30, 40 minutes ago, everything with mass has gravity. Everything. You have gravity, Zello.
This situation has gravity.
Anything that has mass has gravity, right? Space by itself is a vacuum. However, things in space have gravity. And yeah, it's elementary school. And yeah, exactly. Because space is a vacuum, right? You're at the mercy of other things' gravitational pulls. That's why they actually have a rule in NASA that if somebody wanders off in space, don't go save them, because there's no telling where you'll end up, you know. But they have precautions to make it so that people don't just randomly get lost in space anyways, so.
Yep.
But yeah, this has been pretty fun, Israel, man. And these guys are typing some creative things. Tucker Carlson, as usual, is getting angry at us for not talking about Jews. I don't see what Jews would have to do with this conversation, though. But
Obviously, it's the space Jews or something creating the ceramic disc we all. I don't know.
relink the male loneliness video, Onion. I didn't watch it yet. I've been occupied with other stuff, but sure, I'll put that on my priorities since you keep asking about it.
I mean, you're only as lonely as you want to be. So,
Literally.
yeah. Alright.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Alright, yeah, this stream has run its course. I don't think anyone has anything enlightened to say, so.
Nah. Those that get it, those that don't probably never will. But I'm gonna wait until Onion links the video, then I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Hey, a new guy to the stream. The Sans guy gets it. Israel, I'm gonna quote a phrase out of your book to answer Mr. Caleb. Why would you allow yourself to be addicted?
Yeah, hey. Classic Israel quote right here.
I don't even remember what we were talking about when you said that.
That was
I don't know when I would have said that, when the first time you guys would have heard that, but that's something that I started saying after talking to my dad. I was like maybe like 5 or 6 years old. I had
asthma. It's like, why would I allow myself to cough?
Literally, though, the human body is powerful.
And guess what? I am no longer asthmatic.
People were, but see, now Tucker Carlson's gonna say, oh, that's because you're Jewish, right? Only the Jews have to cure for that.
Yeah, because something fucking stupid like that.
Yes, Dynamo, in order to be addicted to something, you have to worship it. People that are addicted to sex worship sex. People that are addicted to drugs worship drugs. Notice the nice little sun capsule on this thing. Oh, let me see if the camera's capturing it. Nice sunny Tylenol, eh? But I digress. I actually need to throw this away, man. I don't even use medicine, so.
Oh, hey, yeah, it's a new.
Yeah, have you been here the entire time, Manu? That's what's up. Onion, are you gonna link that video, bro?
I think I know the video he's talking about. I think I've seen it in my recommendation. Just like, I'm not lonely.
Link it again because the video didn't pop up in the chat. Maybe put like a random dot in the middle of the URL or something. So
was it the one from Shoe on Head? Is it that one?
I'm not even sure because I clicked on the video to make a video about it later.
Him.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you got it, Israel, go ahead and send it to
I'm trying to figure out if I have the right fucking video. What the fuck are these guys? Alright. Where is he? Where's the... Oh, showing Head's video? Yeah, okay. Cool, the male loneliness epidemic. Let me grab this link. Yeah, I tried watching this video and then I felt insulted because I'm like, I'm not fucking lonely. I don't need to listen to this bitch.
Caleb, soul is Latin. Actually, I'm not even gonna explain that. If he wants to learn more about that, he can research it on his own. I'm not gonna talk about that in the stream. Oh god, is this an Andrew Tate video?
It's about Andrew Tate, I think.
Oh, who's this chick? She's not that bad looking. She ain't got no tits though. Oh, then again, I'm not a tit guy. No, I like a nice big pair of tits. Chicken ain't bad looking. So I think he sent a different, because this isn't the one I clicked on before.
Here, I'll put it in chat. I'll see if it works.
Yeah, this is a completely different video. Nah, I'm an ass guy. Which is ironic because my like third to last girlfriend, the one you guys know about, she had tits and no ass, but I don't. Oh yeah. It showed when Israel typed it. But yeah, Onion, let me know if it's that video, and I'll cover it. Meanwhile, I'm gonna see something else. Man, this chick doesn't have an Instagram. Man, she ain't had, I don't know, man. I might slide in her DMs, man. She ain't had bad looking. I'm just keeping it a stack, bro. Yeah, Zillow. I still make good money. I'm gonna try because I'm actually going down to see Israel in 6 days, so I'm gonna try to make 2,000 before I go down to see him. You know.
Yeah.
Get my rent paid before I travel anywhere. Should be her most recent video. Yeah, it's her most recent. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this because this chick is good looking. So, you want to catch my attention? Put a good looking woman in at the face of the video, man. She's got a nice big fucking nose and nice big old eyes.
Yeah. Take a look at Caleb's question. I think that's fucking hilarious. Although he doesn't understand the context I have.
I read like 2 chapters of that book 10 years ago. And then I realized I was wasting my time and I stopped reading it. B, I don't know if you're new to my channel or not, but if my whole message is not going to Man for Knowledge, why would I go to Man for Knowledge and join a lodge? Yeah, man, I'm not on here telling anybody anything false, man. It seems crazy to the people that don't go straight to the source and test it, you know? It was a fun debate, Afton. But all right, this was fun. Shit. Yeah, I think I got time. This was a fun debate. Thanks for joining, Israel. Hopefully that guy comes better. I mean, he came prepared, but he, as expected, had no refute to any of the mathematical stuff that I talked about. So, to some degree, Joshua, to some degree, you know, the things that make people uncomfortable, like me telling people that God is lying to them and telling people that women don't wait until adulthood to have sex, those are things you kind of need to test with your own eyes, right? If you're a guy who never got women as a teenager then you may believe the bullshit that women are walking around virgins until they're 20 and 30. But if you go straight to the source and you've been getting chicks from a young age, then you already know, you know, the real. The church did kill people for not believing the earth is flat. Catholicism, all the Abrahamic religions say the earth is flat. Fucking Kirby. The knockout was before the debate ever started. No, Kirby's funny. She's funny.
That's funny. Yeah. Anyways, I don't think this is gonna go anywhere.
Yeah. Alright, Israel, man. I'll catch you later on. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Later, and Tucker, stop fucking lying.
Peace.